Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour on ESPN is brought to you by Etonic, the official footwear of the PBA. By Denny's, where America's favorite breakfast is now available to go. Real breakfast 24/7. By Geico. 15 minutes could save 15% on your car insurance. Visit geico.com. And by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less.
Welcome you back to Hammond, Indiana. 4 300 games were bowled this week. Tim Cobble had one of them in the senior round of 8. And there is his wife, Christy, who is, let's just say, significantly younger than Tim. And Tim went out of his way to let us know that, and we immediately patted him on the back.
And he said that, you know, he was going to get in big trouble after telling us those dancing stories. You know, once his wife found out, it was going to be curtains for him. So, thanks, Rob.
Could have been a senior Hambo. And you hear that laugh. I know Walter Ray Williams Jr. loves the Hambo. I'm sure you've been cursing my name for the last year and change. Walter Ray Williams Jr., he of 45 career PBA Tour titles, has joined us live as we take a look at the second shot from Cobble. And
missed it.
Oh, that's not good.
That TV break might have fried him a little bit, and the missus is none too happy. Walter Ray, you and I were talking yesterday about the parallels that we're seeing already for you going back to last season and the start of this season. Explain a little bit on that.
Well, I'm getting up there in age, and my expectations aren't quite what they used to be. And last year I started out great, and you know, I was in the running for Player of the Year. I thought, you know, hey, let's go for it. And unfortunately I came up just a hair short, but I had a great season, and so far kind of the same thing. Started out, and things are going great so far. I mean, I got a bunch of good breaks against Bill. He bowled great. He just had that one bad shot against me, and I got those 2 messenger 10s. I don't know how that one lane, that rack is nice and slow for me.
Miller in the 5th.
Walter Ray, you see Tim Cobble kind of playing that same line that you're playing, and you know, we talk about it on a weekly basis. You know, you see all the young kids coming out, young players coming out on tour, and all they'd like to do is hook it. And you know, we talk about being versatile out here and being able to hook it and go straight.
Well, I think that's definitely the advantage, the guys that can do both really well. And there's a bunch of guys that can. The guys that just only hook it, those are the ones that are going to have a lot more trouble.
Uh-oh. Speaking of trouble.
Wow.
And that was for the lead.
He's not liking that left lane.
You know, and we talked to him earlier before the telecast. He says, man, you have to be really accurate on this oil pattern, or at least he felt like he had to be. A little bit left or right of target, and he did this.
It went like the first frame, and he's compensated the last 2 shots. Think it's not going to hook up, and as soon as you get it going towards the pins, it wants to hook up. I kind of had that problem a little bit, you know, in the qualifying rounds. Didn't want to go away too much. You know, when you're bowling one match on one pair of lanes, I can get a groove in and don't have to worry about the guys in front of me, how they're messing the lanes up. The guys that hook the ball, I mean, they're great bowlers. And when the lanes break down, they get a great reaction, and they just make the pins fly. And Tim's playing the lanes very well. I think he's got a good shot. You know, it's hard to say what's on the left side. I mean, Hugh's a great bowler, as is Mike, and it's just a matter of, you know, getting things the way you want them. And unfortunately, you don't always get that. And I mean, even when I came on the second match, they hooked quite a bit more. I was surprised how much I needed to move. About 3 boards, which may not sound like a lot, but when you're playing 3, that's a lot.
Cobble looking for his 3rd straight strike. Oof.
Another good shot. Just a hair short.
His real job, I don't know if you're aware of this, Walter Ray. The city of Marion, he is the plant operator for the last 27 years at their water pollution control plant. His quote, not a lot of exciting things happen at a water pollution control plant. He used another word that's a little briefer.
But you need them.
Oh, yes.
You need those.
And let's remind the folks watching at home that this counts as a senior title. There's a lot on the line. Not just the money, but title as well. And that man there looking for his first ever title.
Yeah, and obviously the pride. These guys want to win no matter what they're bowling for.
Miller gets them all.
He's liking that right lane, but unfortunately he chose to finish on the left lane.
All right.
Which a lot of guys do. They like to finish first, but you know, sometimes you got to really think about what the pair's doing. But it's hard to do that. You only get a few practice shots, and you're not 100% sure what the pair's doing. And he obviously wanted to finish first, but I don't know if that's his favorite lane.
Nothing but strikes on the right lane. Spare, open frame on this left. And another spare opportunity.
Can't buy one on that lane.
Yeah, the pinch closer.
I can officially say I don't like that lane.
Yeah.
Give me another game or two, and I might figure it out.
We know how you feel. We've been there plenty of times, Randy, huh?
You a lot more than me, sir. But yeah, I can kind of relate. But let's talk a little bit about the importance of bowling on tough oil patterns to improve accuracy, Walter.
Oh, definitely. I think that's one of the things missing in especially younger players. They're growing up on such easy lane conditions. And actually, next week we have a tournament that we're bowling at on a very high-scoring condition. I think it's going to be televised the week after, and it's the guys can average 250, and you know, but you come out here in a little tougher lane condition, and all of a sudden you don't have the area in the room, and your arm swing tightens up a little bit. Another nice break.
This guy's swing's not tightening up.
No, he's doing all right. He's getting the pins to fall down for him. You need that.
Walter, you were talking about that patterns, the ultimate scoring championship, which will air in a couple of weeks, and they're going to compete on a house oil pattern that they're saying is going to yield some high scores.
It's a modified house pattern. It's a PBA's version of a house pattern. So guys are going to throw some strikes on it, but it isn't necessarily the absolute highest scoring pattern they could come up with. I think, you know, if they had enough time, they could oil a lane, you know, that guys would never miss, and the average would be 250 of everybody. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think there'll definitely be a lot of strikes.
And that's the 7th strike.
Just about lots of it.
For Cobble.
And Rob, Walter Ray averaged 250 on this pattern today. Cobble looking to lock up and secure his first ever senior title. And what a nice break this is. Walter, have you ever done this? A little trip 9?
Trip 9? Yeah, I did it Phil Ball. I mean, that was amazing. I mean, normally I don't get the scouts, and Billy had 2 that didn't get there, and I had 2 that did, and that's a part of the game. You got to get the breaks, and I got the breaks against Bill. I felt he bowled a better game than I finally got lined up at the end because, like I said, the lane was playing quite a bit different. Even though I had a fair number of practice shots, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I got to move this much. My first shot on the right lane, I couldn't believe it hooked that much. And it's just part of the game and part of the experience you hopefully gain.
Leaves the 7.
Well, it sure was great seeing Hugh Miller back on television again, and I know that Huey's not going to leave satisfied finishing second, but
yeah,
he had a very nice career, 7 wins on the regular tour. He's got 1 senior title, and he's just you know, he's a great athlete. He keeps himself in great shape at 52 years of age. Still runs marathons, and well, you can see it at 52. He's still throwing 16-pound equipment.
He was telling me earlier, he runs about 15-20 miles a week. He's done some half marathons. No races coming up, though. Some left Achilles issues.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the... Another 7. I think that first shot he threw kind of fooled him a little bit, and then he made the adjustment off of it, and it kind of cost him. But Tim bowled great. So.
He did.
And mathematically, this one is over, and Tim will take his first senior tour title. The native of Marion, Ohio, will get right back to work tomorrow at the water pollution control plant back in town.
I'm almost thinking you want to join him.
You're right. We need it. And another strike. Walter Ray Williams Jr., we want to thank you for joining us live and congratulate you again on tour victory number 45. Did you ever think you'd get that many?
No, I never thought that. I'm still elated. But I'm going to go out there and try to give these kids more fits. That's my plan. And then in a year and a half, give these old guys some fits.
Yeah, they don't want to see you come out there. No. Congratulations to this guy. Tim Cobble, what a performance.
Great bowling this week, Hugh.
Yeah, I bowled right next to him, or a couple pair away from him qualifying. He started out doing great. Had to hang in the second round when he got a little tricked up, but bowled a great match against Mark Williams, and then obviously the second match to make the show.
Very nice man, too. It was a pleasure speaking with him last night.
Yeah, it sounded like having a good time with him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And he dances us off the air. Tim Cobble with